Have you ever wondered what it would be like to discover that doors you thought were closed are actually leading you to a greater destiny? Today we'll delve into the wisdom of Napoleon Hill to understand that the path to your success has already been paved, that every obstacle is a hidden lesson, and that the power of your mind can open doors the universe has prepared just for you. Get ready for a profound journey inspired by Hill's teachings that will lead you to the realization that you are not lost, that you are not behind, but that you are exactly where you need to be to receive what you are destined for. Imagine a moment that you are standing in front of a closed door. You knock on it, you try again and again, but it does not open. Sound familiar? Perhaps it is a missed job opportunity, a failed relationship, or a dream that seems to be fading away. But what if I told you that according to Napoleon Hill's philosophy, that closed door is not a rejection, but a redirection to something much greater? Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, taught us that success is not an accident, but the result of burning desire, unwavering faith and persistent action. He believed that the universe, through infinite intelligence, is always seeking to guide us toward our goals, even when we cannot see them. Every closed door in your life is not a punishment, but a sign that something better is in store for you. You are not lost, you are not forgotten. You are being guided. Napoleon Hill said that our minds are magnets that attract opportunities. When you focus your thoughts on a specific goal, the universe begins to move invisible pieces in your favor. It's not magic. Hill has studied this principle for more than 20 years, interviewing giants like Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, and Henry Ford. They didn't achieve success by chance. They built it with clear thinking and unwavering determination. What about you? What thoughts are troubling you today? Are you allowing fear and doubt to close doors in your face? Or are you visualizing the success that Hill says is inevitable? If you believe in yourself, think about it. Every thought you have is a seed you're planting in the garden of your future. If you sow confidence, you'll reap opportunity. If you sow doubt, you'll reap obstacles. Now, before we go any further, I want to challenge you to prove that you are a true follower of Napoleon Hill's wisdom. If you find her ideas inspiring and want to continue learning how to change your life using her principles, then hit the subscribe button. Let's see how many of us believe in the power of burning desire. Subscribe now and join this community of dreamers who never give up. Let's go back to Hill's path. One of the most important lessons of his philosophy is that success does not follow a straight path. Hill said that every adversity carries within itself the seed of an equal or greater advantage. Think about that for a second. That project that failed, that door that closed in your face, is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a new chapter. Hill interviewed people who faced monumental failures, but instead of giving up, they looked for lessons in each failure. For example, Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but according to Hill, each failure was an opportunity to learn something new. What do you learn from being behind closed doors? Do you view failure as a dead end or as an invitation to find a better way? Imagine walking down a long hallway full of doors. Some are open, others are locked. Not all doors open for you, Hill said. Some are closed because what lies behind them is not aligned with your higher purpose. Hill believed in an infinite intelligence that guides our lives, a force that pushes us to the right place at the right time. This doesn't mean you should sit back and wait passively. Instead, Hill emphasized persistent action. He said that success requires a specific plan and consistent action to achieve it. But it also requires faith. Faith that things are working out in your favor, even when you can't see them. Let's look at a practical example. Let's say you want to start a business, but every time you try, it ends in failure. Maybe you pitched your idea to investors, but they didn't take it seriously. Or your first product wasn't as successful as you expected. At this point, it's easy to despair, but Hill taught us to change our perspective. He said, analyze the failure. What is it teaching you? What can you do better? Maybe the rejection forces you to refine your idea, find a better market, or develop skills you never knew you needed. According to Hill, 98% of people fail because they give up after the first obstacle, but the 2% who persist and see every closed door as an opportunity to grow are the ones who succeed. Now stop for a moment and think about your life. When was the last time you encountered a closed door? Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, or a dream that seemed impossible to achieve. What did you do next? Did you give up, or did you learn? Hill encourages us to be life's eternal students. Every experience, good or bad, is a teacher. By adopting this mindset, you stop being afraid of failure. Instead of viewing closed doors as an end, you see them as a path to something better. Hill said that success is often one step away from failure. Isn't that liberating? Knowing that you're just one step away from a great victory, even when all seems lost. Now let's talk about faith, a fundamental element of Napoleon Hill's philosophy. He wasn't necessarily talking about faith in a religious sense, although many interpret it that way. For Hill, faith was absolute confidence in your ability to achieve your goals, coupled with the confidence that the universe will support you in the process. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill devotes an entire chapter to faith, describing it as the ingredient that transforms thoughts into reality. Have you ever felt that spark inside you, that certainty that something great is coming, even when there's no logical proof? That's the kind of faith Hill was talking about. It's the force that keeps you going when doors close, when plans fall through, when the world tells you you can't. To illustrate this, consider the story of Henry Ford, one of Hill's mentors. When Ford wanted to build a one-piece V8 engine, his engineers told him it was impossible. But Ford didn't take no for an answer. He believed in his vision and persisted, pushing his team to find a solution. After months of work, they did. That engine revolutionized the automobile industry. What would have happened if Ford had accepted the first closed door? Hill teaches us that faith is not just believing in the possible, but also in the impossible. It is visualizing your success so clearly that the universe has no choice but to make it happen. Now I want you to do a little exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and picture your biggest goal, your dream that takes your breath away. Visualize it in every detail, how it feels, what it looks like, what it sounds like. Hill said that visualization is a powerful tool because it programs your subconscious to look for opportunities that will bring you closer to that goal. When you visualize your success, you send a signal to the universe telling it, "I'm ready at my door." And the universe, Hill said, always responds to burning desire backed by belief. But faith alone is not enough. Hill makes it clear that faith must be accompanied by action. In his book, he describes the principle of perseverance, which is the ability to keep going despite obstacles. Hill tells the story of a man prospecting for gold during the United States gold rush. The man invested all his money in a mine, but after weeks of digging, he found nothing and gave up. He sold his crew for next to nothing and moved on. However, the new owner hired an engineer and discovered that he was only 3 feet from a huge vein of gold. If the first man had shown a little more persistence, he would have found his treasure. Hill uses this story to remind us that success is often closer than we think, but it requires us to keep digging even when we are tired. How many times have you been on the verge of giving up? You may be in that moment right now, feeling like you've given it your all, but there's nothing waiting for you. But Hill will tell you, you're closer than you think. Every effort, every try, every door closed brings you closer to your goal. Perseverance isn't just about working hard, it's about working with a goal, a clear plan, and the certainty that your door is waiting for you, so don't give up. Keep digging, keep hitting, keep believing. If you enjoy this journey through the wisdom of Napoleon Hill, hit the subscribe button. It's free, no excuses. Join this community of people who, like you, are seeking to change their lives using Hill's principles. Come on, show them you're ready to open your door. Now let's talk about what Hill believed to be the most important thing, the power of burning desire. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill explains that burning desire is not just wanting something, but being willing to give everything to get it. It's a passion that consumes your mind and heart, causing you to wake up every morning with a clear purpose. Hill said that weak desires produce weak results, just as a small fire produces little heat. What is your deepest desire? What makes you tremble, keeps you awake at night because you know it's your destiny? For Hill, a burning desire is the starting point for all achievement. But desire alone is not enough. You must turn that desire into a specific plan. Hill offers a 6-step method for turning desires into reality. First, clearly define what you want. Second, determine what you are willing to give in return. Third, set a specific time frame. Fourth, make a clear plan. Fifth, write it all down in a statement. And sixth, read it out loud twice a day, morning and night, with complete conviction. This method is not just a theory, it is a proven system that has helped millions of people achieve their goals. Imagine you want to double your income in the next 12 months. Following Hill's example, you'd first decide on a specific amount like $100,000. Then you decide what you're willing to give up, maybe more hours at work, learning a new skill, or investing in your education. You'd set a deadline, like May 24th, 2026. You'd create a plan, like launching a new product or seeking a promotion. You'd write it all down in a clear affirmation and reread it every day, visualizing your success. Hill says this process programs your subconscious to attract the opportunities you want. But here's the trick. Burning desire must be backed by absolute faith. Hill said that faith and fear cannot coexist. If you allow fear to creep in, your desire will weaken. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with positive influences. Hill talked about the power of an inspirer, a group of people who share your vision and support you along the way. What people in your life inspire you to be your best self? Or are you surrounded by people who drag you down? Hill teaches us that our environment shapes our thoughts, and our thoughts shape our reality. Consider this. According to a Harvard study, 80% of our success is determined by the people we spend the most time with. Hill knew this decades ago, long before science confirmed it. He recommended forming a mastermind group of people who challenge you, motivate you, and believe in your vision. This group doesn't have to be large. Even 2 or 3 dedicated people can make a difference. Is there a great person in your life? If not, start looking. Surround yourself with people who push you toward the door, not away from it. Now let's talk about what Hill believed to be the death trap of success: procrastination. Hill said that procrastination is the #1 enemy of success. How many times have you put off taking an important action because you didn't feel ready, were afraid of failure, or were waiting for the perfect moment? Hill reminds us that there is no such thing as the perfect moment. Success doesn't wait until you're fully prepared. It happens when you take action, even in the face of fear and doubt. Let's look at an example. Let's say you want to write a book, but you keep saying, "I'll do it when I have more time," or "I'll do it when I'm more inspired." Hill would tell you that this approach is self-sabotage. Instead of waiting, start today. Write a page. Make a plan. Take a small step. Hill believed that movement creates momentum, and momentum attracts opportunity. Every action, no matter how small, is a vote in favor of your dream. And with every step, you're getting closer to the door the universe has for you. Another key principle of Hill's is the importance of self-hypnosis. This concept, which may seem complicated, is actually quite simple. It's influencing your subconscious through positive affirmations and visualization. Hill said that our subconscious is like a fertile garden. Whatever you plant in it, it will grow. If you sow thoughts of success, confidence, and abundance, you will reap results that reflect those beliefs. But if you sow thoughts of doubt, fear, or failure, those too will grow. How do you apply self-hypnosis to your life? Hill suggested. Repeating positive affirmations every day. For example, you might say, "I attract opportunities that lead me to my goal." Or, "I have the strength and clarity of mind to overcome any obstacle." The key is to say these affirmations with emotion, as if they were already a reality. Hill argued that when you speak with conviction, your subconscious mind begins to accept these words as truth, and your behavior changes accordingly. Fun fact, according to psychological research, repeating positive affirmations for 21 days can rewire your brain's thought patterns. Hill was unknowingly ahead of his time. He understood that the mind is a powerful tool, but we must train it the same way we train our bodies. So today I challenge you to write an affirmation that matches your burning desire. Write it down, read it out loud, and commit to repeating it every day for a month. Watch your thinking change. Watch the doors begin to open. Now, let's talk about another important concept of Hill's, the principle of sexual transmutation. Although the name may seem strange, Hill wasn't talking about anything specific, but rather about channeling creative and emotional energy toward achieving your goals. He believed that sexual energy is one of the most powerful forces in the human body, and that if it is channeled toward a productive goal, it can lead to extraordinary achievements. Hill noticed that many successful people, such as artists, inventors, and entrepreneurs, channeled this energy into their work, which gave them unmatched passion and creativity. How can you apply this? Hill suggested that instead of dissipating this energy into distractions, you use it to fuel your burning desire. For example, if you are experiencing a strong emotion such as passion or enthusiasm, channel it into your creative work, business, or personal development. This energy can become the fuel that helps you overcome obstacles and achieve goals that seemed impossible. Hill said that people who achieve great things often have an inner spark that drives them, and that spark can be a transmutation of this powerful energy. Now I want you to think about something personal. What is it that excites you so much that it makes you forget about time? What activity fills you with energy and makes you feel alive? Hill teaches us that passion is a sign of your purpose. It's a clue that you're close to your door. When you find something that sets your soul on fire, pursue it with all your might. Don't let fear or doubt stop you. Hill said that what the mind can conceive and believe, it can do. If you can imagine it, if you can feel it in your heart, then it's within your reach. Moving on, I want to talk about the importance of gratitude in Hill's philosophy. Although gratitude wasn't always mentioned as a central principle, Hill believed that it was a transformative force. When you are grateful, you change your energetic vibration. Instead of focusing on what is missing, you focus on what you already have, which attracts even more blessings into your life. Hill suggested keeping a gratitude journal in which you write down 3 things each day that you are grateful for. These can be big events like a major accomplishment or small events like a joyful moment with a loved one. Try this. Before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the opportunity to learn something new, your health, or the person who inspired you today. Hill says gratitude not only makes you feel better, it also opens your mind to new possibilities. It's like wiping away a foggy window. Suddenly you can see clearly possibilities that were previously blurry. Another interesting aspect of Hill's philosophy is his emphasis on imagination. He distinguished between 2 types of imagination. Synthetic imagination, which combines existing ideas to create something new, and creative imagination, which generates completely original ideas through a connection with infinite intelligence. Hill believed that we all have access to this source of inspiration, but we must train our minds to listen to it. Have you ever had an idea that seemed to come out of nowhere, like a flash of genius? According to Hill, that's your creative imagination in action. To cultivate your imagination, Hill recommends spending time in silence and reflection. This could be through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence and letting your mind wander. In a world full of distractions, this may seem like a luxury, but Hill believed it was essential. He said the best ideas come when you give yourself space to think. So today I challenge you to set aside 10 minutes to be alone. Turn off your phone, find a quiet place, and give your mind space to explore. Ask yourself, what door do I want to open? What legacy do I want to leave? The answers may surprise you. As we near the end of this journey, I want to talk about resilience, another pillar of Hill's philosophy. He said that most successful people have faced great setbacks, but they overcame them through persistence and faith. Think of a man like Abraham Lincoln, who suffered countless defeats before becoming President of the United States. He lost elections, endured personal tragedies, and was subjected to harsh criticism, but he never gave up. Hill used stories like these to remind us that success is not the absence of obstacles, but the courage to move forward despite them. How can you develop resilience? Hill suggested 3 things. First, have a specific goal that motivates you. Second, surround yourself with people who support you. And third, learn from every failure. When you encounter a failure, instead of asking yourself, "Why did this happen to me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" This simple question changes your perspective and gives you the ability to turn any obstacle into an opportunity. And now we come to the heart of Napoleon Hill's philosophy, the idea that you are the creator of your own destiny. Hill believed that man is not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of his own future. Every thought, every action, every decision you make creates your future life. The doors that open for you are not accidents. They are the result of your thinking, your faith, and your persistence. Hill reminds us that the universe is on your side, that infinite intelligence is working for you, but you must do your part. You must dream big, act boldly, and never give up. So here is my final challenge to you. Commit yourself today to living the Napoleon Hill way. Identify your burning desire, create a plan, surround yourself with inspiration, practice self-hypnosis, cultivate gratitude, and never stop learning. Your door is out there waiting. You don't have to force it, you don't have to beg for it. You just have to be willing to go through with it when the time comes. And when you do, you will realize that every step, every obstacle, every closed door was part of a greater plan that brought you exactly where you were meant to be. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Subscribe to receive more useful messages and comments. Bravery, if you are ready to be completely free from fear.